Kashmir was once a mecca for tourists. They were drawn by snow-capped peaks and beautiful lakes.
With this lake, it was like paradise, like a jewel in a crown, we used to call it. Sometimes you can watch a fish is going past you, and you can you can look up and you can see blue sky. You can look far as you can. Around you can see mountains, all houseboats. How nice is this? I mean, you are all alone there, and think about around you. It's just lake and quietness.
Hamid Kankashi was born and bred here. The lakes have been his inspiration and his livelihood. Tourists queued up to rent his houseboats, but not anymore. The threat of war with Pakistan and India's battle with militants in this contested territory has turned Kashmir into an armed camp. Now the only visitors wear helmets and carry automatic weapons, and Hamid is facing financial ruin.
It's very bad happening here. It makes me sometimes really cry. The most you can see around the lake here is about 1,000 houseboats around this lake. They are all empty. Even the hotels are empty. All the shopkeepers are crying. Everybody is crying. There is no help from the government. There is no help from any bloody person. Only our ministers, today they said this, tomorrow they said this, but no help. Not help at all.
Like the Middle East, Kashmir remains one of the world's most intractable problems. In the 1947 partition of India into India and Pakistan, Kashmir was a majority Muslim state which stayed with India. Pakistan immediately attacked to win back what they believed was rightfully theirs, and India fought back. 55 years and 3 wars later, a line on the map called the Line of Control now marks the unofficial boundary between the two nations. Kashmir remains bitterly contested by both sides.
Both India and Pakistan think that Kashmir, in a sense, completes their nationhood, that it's vital to their sense of nationalism and identity.
If there was to be a trigger for all-out war between these nuclear-armed neighbours, it could have been this. A suicide squad is inside the grounds of India's parliament in Delhi, with MPs sheltering in fear of their lives. The attackers are eventually killed. India blames Pakistan-based militants. Delhi responds quickly by sending an estimated 250,000 troops and 2,000 tanks to the line of control. And the message is clear.
Put pressure on Pakistan. Send out a clear message to Pakistan and I suppose to the international community as well, that the 13th of December was a turning point for India, and no longer will we tolerate the sort of attacks against India and Indians that we have over the last 20 years, starting with Punjab and then Jammu and Kashmir. I think it is because of this that you've seen the speech of General Musharraf on the 12th of January. So I don't think we should automatically assume that General Musharraf has done what he's done for Pakistan because he wanted to. I think he pretty much was forced in that direction.
Kashmir runs in our blood. ये हमारे रगों में चलता है. कोई पाकिस्तानी कश्मीर से ताल्लुक नहीं तोड़ सकता.
General Musharraf reiterated Pakistan's position on Kashmir to his national audience. He also said the Kashmir cause would not be used as a cover for terrorism. But what followed next created headlines around the world.
मजहबी इंतहा पसंदी सालों से चल रही है. सब तंग पड़ गए. अब बर्दाश्त के बाहर होती चली जा रही है. अगर कोई भी मदरसा कोई इंतहा पसंदी या तकरीबी कार्रवाई में मुलव्विस पाया गया या जहां किसी किस्म के हथियार या मिलिटेंट एक्टिविटी में मुलव्विस पाया गया, उसको बंद कर दिया जाएगा।
The General's pledge to crack down on Pakistan-based militant networks was hailed by Western leaders. But Delhi is far more sceptical.
Yes, he's very glamorous on TV and the international media, particularly the television media, seems to love the way he comes across. But that's not enough to run a country.
Doesn't sound like you're prepared to be too generous towards him.
I've had too many bitter experiences with what Pakistan has done in Jammu and Kashmir for me to be generous with anything that comes from Pakistan, unfortunately.
Omar Abdullah is India's Minister of State for External Affairs and part of a Kashmiri political dynasty. Both his grandfather and father, as Chief Ministers of Kashmir, have pursued autonomy for the state at various stages of their political careers. But as an Indian government minister, Omar Abdullah's focus is Pakistan.
Our primary concern with Pakistan is the export of terrorism into Jammu and Kashmir and other parts of India. So what we would really like to see is that commitment from General Musharraf being acted on, that Pakistan will no longer be used as a source to export terror to any other place. And if that is true, then what is happening in Jammu and Kashmir really should see a marked decline.
Are you seeing any indication of that?
Too early to tell, for the simple reason that Jammu and Kashmir has had the worst winter for the last 10 years, and with the passes snowed in, it would have been impossible for these people to move across anyway. So I think by about the middle of March, towards April, once the snow start melting, we'll have a very clear idea about what is happening vis-a-vis the people crossing the border and the line of control.
Fighting militants in Kashmir is a difficult and very dangerous task. A bomb blast at the state legislature in the capital Srinagar killed 40 people late last year. Srinagar's narrow, winding alleys provide ideal cover for militants, and many buildings have been torched.